So that's the great advantage of using these free resources. The other important thing is to make sure people know what you're doing with these videos. And part of that is just sending out emails and saying, here's a clip of something that we're working on. So one of the things we now do before a concert or event is we send out a little email blast on eye contact, and we say, check out, click on this link, check out this video. This is an excerpt of what you're going to hear at the concert next week. If you don't send out a link to these videos, unless there's some celebrity aspect to the video where people are already searching around for that person, they're going to get relatively few hits. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see that where there are videos with Michael Greyeyes, for example, who's a very famous Canadian choreographer and also actor, there's thousands of people who are just searching for Michael Greyeyes. He's a huge group of women, in middle America who just want to check out Michael Greyeyes, and we're delighted for them to do that. But where there is no Michael Greyeyes, obviously you have to let people know here's an opportunity to look at this piece of work. But as Sam will tell you in a bit, if you have a Michael Greyeyes and you're creating video content, you should tag everything with the name Michael Greyeyes, which is exactly what Sam did. Next slide. So these are just a few stats on the progress of our development in the 08-09 season. We managed to get 18 videos up, and again, these were our sort of very earnest first attempts. There was about 5,000 people looking at those videos. We had about 20,000 people on the website, and we were pretty thrilled with that. Next slide. In the subsequent year, in this season, as of March 3rd, can you go to the next slide? I'm missing my text here. There we go. Our goal was to put up one video a week. So this really drives interest. The frequency of how often you're putting up content obviously is really important because people get bored really quickly. And if they see new content, they're coming back to visit you, or they know, if I come back next week, there'll be something there to look at. So as of last week, we had 32 videos up this year, 27,000 views on YouTube, and almost 26 unique visits on the website. So frequency has been really important for us. Obviously, I think it goes without saying that we have a lot of people dedicated, a part of their day to making this happen. So it's something that is time consuming and does require a resource, but it's something that, if you're an independent artist or if you have an organization, small to large, you can still dedicate a portion of your day to doing something like this. And one of the things that's really important about that is not to be precious about it, but just to take your camera or whatever you've got with you absolutely everywhere and be filming whatever you're doing all the time. And again, you'll see some silly examples of the kind of stuff we'll post online, which really has no bearing on, how great new music is in Canada, but is like, feed the artists, or whatever. It's a silly little conversation. And those things are really, really great. So it doesn't have to be precious. It doesn't have to be overly produced. But it's important to get it up there. Next slide. So again, evaluation for us is really key. We're always gathering our statistics, looking at what's happening. And if you're using these free resources like Google Analytics, you'll be able to see where are people coming from, who are these people, what age demographic are they in, which countries are interested in our work, and you'll be able to start targeting, where you want people to be looking at your work, and which pages, how much time they're spending on those pages, and adjust accordingly. Next, and same thing with our YouTube channel, just being able to evaluate what's happening in any given week. You can see in the bottom chart when we send out an email and we say, look at this, you can see people go, oh, yeah, we'll check that out. And then, so again, just reminding people to look at your material is incredibly important. They will not just automatically, psychically go, oh, I'm just check out Soundstreams today. It just has to be top of their mind. Next. Ella specifically asked me just to chat about video today, so I did, but obviously Soundstreams is active in all of these other social media. arenas, and those are incredibly important as well. So in addition to sending out email, we're also letting people know about our video content through these other avenues as well. And it's a really great way to just remind people what's happening. 3 questions, which are caveats and considerations before you would go ahead and throw a lot of video content upline. Is just, what are your resources? Do you have the resources to do it? You know, the camera, the technology, the website, and putting those in place. There's so many free things now that it's, you know, you just have to kind of get in there and do it. One of the things that we encountered with our artistic director is, what about artistic quality? And this is a really, really important question if you are an artist or if you work with an artistic director who says, artistic quality, capital A, art, this is the most important thing to me, and you're butchering my work. And, you know, Lawrence, who's our artistic director, would say to me, but Jennifer, you know, it's going to sound terrible. And I would say, yes, but people will hear it. And that people will buy the level of speakers, you know, like, they're going to hear it the way they're going to hear it. It doesn't matter what you do. There's nothing we can do to produce it better. Their computer speakers are their computer speakers, and that's what it's going to sound like. But if you don't put it out there, then you got nothing. And what we find is that people really, once they've engaged online, they understand that it's not the magic of live performance. It's not like they're, you know, duped into thinking this is what it sounds like in the concert hall in beautifully acoustic, you know, designed space. So it's not to negate the concern of the artist or the concern of your artistic director, to acknowledge it for sure and say, absolutely, it's not the same, but it's really important to get the distribution for these materials out there. Eventually, you know, hopefully computer speakers will be better. And the final consideration or caveat is, do you have the rights to the material? This is really important. About 2 years ago, Soundstreams entered into a negotiation with the American Federation of Musicians to create a whole new agreement that allows us to pay artists upfront and to have the rights to post you know, performances of music online for downloading, live streaming, you know, limited CD pressing, all of these things. And it's really important to acknowledge the artists who are the content. Often there won't be a lot of, you know, there's no money in this for us. It's profile. I mean, our whole mandate is profile for the artist and profile for the composer, but we still have to recognize that it's our job as an organization to raise the money and to pay those artists. So do you have the rights is an important question to ask. And whether that's just colleague to colleague saying, will you sign this video release form? I have nothing to pay you. I'm really sorry, but I'd love to profile you. Great. But as long as there's an agreement, and it really does need to be an agreement, because this goes to thousands or millions of people, and once it's on YouTube, you can't edit it.